Nigerians abroad are the guys that promote the littlest things like FM. It's because they miss home too much.
Yeah.
I saw somebody watching Channels TV. I'm saying, guy, what is happening?
People really, really miss family because then sometimes life starts feeling empty.
The blessing is that we live in a country that has also assimilated the Nigerian culture. The only thing I haven't found is the original goat meat with the skin on it, and the smell is calling you to devour. That's the one I can't find. That's the one I can import.
What do you miss the most about not being in Nigeria?
I think most important for me, number one would be family. So, but that aside, because of course being here, your family is back home in Nigeria, so there's of course definitely one misses them. But that's natural and normal. But that aside, I think the food also is something that you'll miss because the food here is different from the food over there.
Yeah.
And then in as much as being in a new place, like for me, that's one of the things I try to learn. Going into a new place, I make up my mind, okay, if they speak a different language, I want to learn. If they eat something different from me, I also want to at least condition my mind. Okay, I want to also get to but at times you also miss the way it is back home. You miss the food back home. So basically, family and food and also people that maybe that kind of understanding. I think it basically is because of how being maybe growing up in Nigeria. There's a way that people can understand things that I can't understand. People are understanding me that, of course, it's a different people altogether. So we can't be in the same page in everything. Yeah.
Robin, anything else from you?
No. Yeah, I was just listening and smiling because I think that's one thing that people who haven't traveled, or left maybe their home, they don't consider at all. I think this has been recurring with the people who've chatted with. People really, really, especially miss family because then sometimes life starts feeling empty without your loved ones. You start wondering, so what's all the struggle for? And then the food, and then like the environment, your people, people who are very much like you. So I was just listening to you and hearing it again, again. So it's something that people should have to have in mind. You're so eager to leave home, to leave Nigeria, but get ready for other challenges. That place you were so keen to run away from, you soon start longing for the place, and sometimes it might be irreversible. Sometimes you just can't help your situation. So that I was just thinking of what you were saying.
It's very ironic, isn't it? We're always looking for one extra thing, and then once we move, we find that we're reflecting back on where we've just been and thinking, man, God, I do miss this time. But yeah,
there was this person I know, this person very close to me who there are some dishes back home that he didn't like to take. More like when they cook this, I don't want to eat this. But then moving down to Asia, he's like, wow, where can I get egusi?
I mean, sometimes they sound funny, but man, when that guy is making a request for that egusi, he means it too. He really likes that.
What is it that you miss most about Nigeria? The top thing or the two things you miss most about home? Yeah.
I miss this my friends. I think I miss the time I spend with my friends and how I spend the time. That is one. Not that I don't have friends here, but looks like everything is just like
Transactional.
exactly, if I can use that. There's this fun that is lacking in the experience I have.
So it's still that community. Community thing.
Exactly. That community sense of belonging. I think I am missing it so much. I'm missing it so much. What else am I missing in Nigeria? What else?
Maybe you're not missing the food too much because you're married and your wife is bombarding you with this.
No, because I'm not missing the food too much because I'm not a foodie. I'm not a food person. Like I can go on the whole day with just one meal and that's enough. The second thing I miss is I work when I was back home in Nigeria. I used to work with young people a lot like one-on-one and all that, but that hasn't been possible since the past 7 years because if something comes into your mind, you can just start up something and then people gather and all that. But when you come to the Western world, you can't start anything if you don't have work with children. I mean, people don't even allow their children to come to you, without knowing who you are and all that. So that part of me that loves working with young people and being in their midst and talking to them physically, I think I miss it so much. I miss it so much. I've not been able to do that because before you can gather people here in the West, you have to be a police check, this kind of training, that kind of certificate, and I don't have time for all those things. So I think I miss that. Yes, I really.
What have you missed the most about Nigeria?
The people. Like music. Being here, there was a lot of thank God for, I think, phones. Thank God for phone. And some things, they were like, then I was like, oh, I'm leaving Nigeria. Some of those little things that even though you don't have money, you can just you can just use it and feel yourself. Those things were very important to me because I know that those things were more like the consuming things, that we had. I remember one guy that he was even I met him then. He was working in Ukraine for I think 4 years. I met him and he was still streaming Nigerian music. I noticed people, Nigerians abroad, that the guys that promote the littlest things like FM, all those things that you see is because they miss home too much.
Yeah.
I saw somebody watching Channels TV. I'm saying, guy, what is happening?
I watch channels now. Yes, now.
I go to watch better Super Sport or something. This one that you carry channels.
Super Sport. If I see Super Sport, I will still watch them. No lie. No lie. Yeah.
So I'm telling you, those little things. So that's why sometimes I like being around a lot of Nigerians, and because at least we could all still have that thing. That vibe again, even though because Ukrainian things anyway, that kind of thing, you still do it. when the time comes. But those are the things I know I miss anyway, because I had more other activities than those things now, and it was really driving me somehow.
What do you miss most about Nigeria, about back home since you came here? What do you think? I mean, if I could have exported this thing, all the way to the UK, I would have been fine. What do you miss most, having lived there for 10 years?
So maybe so I'm a foodie. So maybe just fresh goat meat.
Okay.
Maybe that. This goat meat matter.
Oh my goodness.
That's another side of me. Food.
I was expecting some philosophical answer, and I heard
philosophical game over this now. The truth is that
there's a bit of philosophy in that now.
There's a bit of philosophy in it. It's very
that's what he wants to explain now.
I want to explain the philosophy. So the blessing is that we live in a country that has also assimilated the Nigerian culture. And at times, you even go to certain parts of London and you still don't know whether you're in Nigeria or you're in London, because you just keep hearing either our native dialects flowing around you, without any apologies. So what that has done is that it has created a system that makes me feel like I'm home, even though I'm far away from home. In terms of food, I can access. So when you look at the core of the person's culture, it comes down to things like language, food, dressing, nuances, and all those major cultural blocks, major blocks of culture. I speak my local language with people because there are people to speak it with here in the UK. We have a community of over 1.5 million Nigerians in the UK. So we have that huge community. In terms of food, I drive just 20 minutes away from my house, 10 minutes away from my house, even 5 minutes. There are these Asian shops that onboard a lot of African food. And also you go to there, you get like proper Ijebu gari, and I can make gari, I can make egusi. The things that the food wise, the only thing I haven't found is the original goat meat with the skin on it, and the smell is calling you to devour. That's the one I can't find. That's the one I can import. That's why I said that's the only thing I can import.
Okay.
But generally, in terms of, you still find meat. You still find this Baruf goat meat that they sell, which is still good enough for the job.
Yeah.
In terms of clothing, Owambe parties are still plenty in this London.
Yep.
So everything that could have made me say I'm missing home. Maybe the last thing to say is to import all my family members, the ones that I love and hold there, bring all of them down here. But I know that's not going to happen. So for me, I'm not really missing anything. Thankfully, technology has made it accessible. I've spoken to my mom today. I'm going to speak to my brother after this call. We do video call, we chat, we gist, and then they come, they frequent. My sister-in-laws come, my brother comes, I go. But at the end of the day, we see each other. So the things that could, like in the 50s and 60s, where all these major culture blocks I just mentioned were not readily accessible. Food wasn't accessible. The person to speak the language wasn't accessible. If you dressed in a kaftan, you were strange on the street. In fact, they would think you are one Wakanda king, and people start looking at you like they should probably arrest you. Food is not there. So by the time you look at all those things, then it was not there. But now it's no longer an issue for us. So what's there to miss? At least because I'm living in London, I don't think there's anything to miss about home. Maybe, even a few hot spots here and there where we go and drink pepper soup. Maybe just that. But other than that, nothing more.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. No, that's also something that I will not forget about this interview. So good pepper soup.
The one with the skin.
With the skin
intact.
Specifically.
The one that calls you.
The one that calls you, say, come.